Good morning. I'm Pastor Tully. This is my Wednesday morning message. I have a yard at my house. It's filled with green plants that occasionally resemble grass. To call it a lawn is an act of charity and kindness, and yet I take great pride in mowing my yard. 2 or 3 times a month, I break out my battery-powered lawnmower and walk in circles around my yard, pushing the mower up and down the hill. Mowing is one of those dull tasks. It's a chore to do it. The only upside to mowing is that you get to go outside for a while. But of course, for part of the year when you have to do the most mowing, summer, going outside to do physical labor can be very unpleasant. The worst part about mowing is that the grass doesn't stay cut. Almost as soon as you've finished, you notice a blade of grass, a dandelion plant, or some variant of the genus Trifolium that has absorbed sunlight from the sky and carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and through the power of photosynthesis, the plant has increased in size. It now stands slightly taller than all the others around it. Scientists may look upon this act of life as a biological process. Artists and theologians may see the beauty of creation and growth, but all I see is the chore of mowing that must be done again, and again, and again. Mowing is one of those repetitive tasks that must be done and then redone again. We all have something like it in our lives. For you, it might be cleaning the kitchen or the bathroom. For others, it might be some weekly TPS report that they must generate for their supervisor that will go into a file and never actually be read. Maybe it's math homework or a book report. Whatever the task is, we all have something like it in our lives. A thankless task that goes unnoticed if done well, but will generate endless complaints if done poorly. I once got a ticket for having weeds that were too tall. My previous neighborhood was designated a historic neighborhood, and they would have home tours every year. In the weeks leading up to the home tour, city officials would go around the neighborhood, and give citations to all the homes which had weeds that were more than 8 inches tall. Yes, there was a city ordinance against a messy lawn covered in weeds. The citation gave you 2 weeks to trim the plants, or you would be fined. So every year in early March, I had to work extra hard to get the yard ready for the annual onslaught of architecture nerds who wanted to ogle at the old houses. Pulling weeds, trimming plants, make everything look just good enough. So what does all of this have to do with the church? Well, there is a book in the Bible called Ecclesiastes, which talks about this very topic. It's a book that is difficult to quote or read just 1 or 2 verses from. This book deals with the topics that I'm talking about, doing repetitive, meaningless tasks, but yet also finding joy in them. The book begins with the verse, "Meaningless, meaningless," says the teacher, "utterly meaningless. Everything is meaningless." What do people get for all their hard work under the sun? The challenge with this book of the Bible is not that it makes this bold statement about the futility of life, but that we stop reading after the first chapter and we never make it to the verse which says, "There is nothing better for mortals than to eat and drink and find enjoyment in their toil." So brothers and sisters, as you toil in life, as you work hard to make it through each day, I implore you to find enjoyment in that work. Take pride in what you've accomplished today, because when you put away the mower, the yard does indeed look better. And if only for a few days, the task is accomplished. When your hard work is over, you get to rest. And that's what I'm going to do. Go relax in my hammock. Amen.